The American Council of the Blind was founded in 1961 to reach people who are blind and visually impaired with the message that they can help to shape their own destinies. They can show their sighted counterparts the abilities and capabilities of people who are blind or visually impaired to be an integral part of their own communities, workplaces, schools, and all aspects of mainstream society. When we began, there were scores of organizations that provided services to blind people, but very few that encouraged people who are blind or visually impaired to develop their own potential and live lives as fully and productively as their sighted counterparts. ACB strives to encourage blind and visually impaired people to develop that potential and to advocate for changes that will enable them to be productive, independent, and involved in the world around them. ACB is working in a number of areas to increase opportunities for and improve quality of life of people who are blind and visually impaired. One of our biggest challenges right now is that people who are blind have a hard time finding jobs. Despite passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act over 20 years ago, the unemployment rate for blind and visually impaired people of working age, that's between ages 18 and 64, exceeds 70%. This is a figure that would be totally unacceptable for any other minority. We're addressing this challenge from a number of different angles. We have initiatives underway to educate employers about the abilities of blind and visually impaired people and the means by which employers can easily adapt work environments to make it possible for someone with a visual disability to do a job. We're working with both private organizations and government agencies to make sure that people have access to computers and know how to use them so that they can look for work and do a job proficiently once they obtain it. We're also working to make sure people can get to work, as well as other places, by seeking to improve the quality and quantity of public transportation around the country. There are a number of other challenges we are addressing at the same time. Access to information is a big problem for many in our community, so we operate a toll-free hotline that people can call to learn about resources and services that may be available to them. We also operate an internet radio station, which distributes news about assistive technology and other information related to blindness and people who are blind or visually impaired. We provide weekly updates by phone and on our website about developments in state and federal policy that affect people who are blind or visually impaired, and we direct people who are losing their vision to places where they can find products, services, and information to help them adjust to the changes that will take place in their lives. Unfortunately, blind people still experience discrimination. It's not uncommon for landlords to resist renting apartments to people who have guide dogs for fear of damage to their property, or to any blind person for that matter, because they are concerned about their safety. So we help people find solutions to these situations. Then there are the challenges related to ensuring access to safe pedestrian travel and access to appropriate education for children who are blind or visually impaired. All of this takes committed people and financial resources. And we need both of these if these efforts are to continue over time. First of all, ACB is an organization primarily made up of people who are either blind or have limited vision. That makes us the best resource for people who are losing their vision or who want to be involved with blindness